Just drop a 111 into the group, into the chat below. Just drop a 111 if you are brand new. And if there's not ones, it's either you're very shy or leaders, we have done a crap job with promoting. And to be honest with you, there's not enough people on anyway. So what we can do firstly, before that, take a screenshot that you're on this call and send it in the community chat. Okay, we need to annoy some people because they feel that they don't need to be on calls like this, which is quite confusing. All right. If you feel like you don't need to hear from someone that may have the results that you desire, I'm not sure why you're not on this call. All right. So if everyone take a screenshot, send it into the community chat. All right. And let's spam these people so they jump on and realize that they just maybe forgot. We're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. They've forgotten that the call started. So that's their reason. All right. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay. I'm gonna make someone else host as well. I need to accept people in. So let me make who can I make host? Liana or Savannah or Joey. I see Joey there. Let me make Joey host, make co-host. All right. So if you guys can just accept people in, then we'll get started. Cool, beautiful. Let's do this again. If you're brand new and this is your first Monday Mindset, this is your first call with the family, just drop a 111 into the chat. Warren. Hope I pronounced that right. Welcome to the team. Alina, welcome. James, here they come. You guys are slowly getting out of your comfort zone, right? Keep coming, guys. Trust me, this is a safe space. We don't bite, right? We only bite on our goals. That's the only thing we bite on, all right? Clara, welcome. Annalise, I hope I pronounced that right. Mary, if that's the Mary I know, you're about to hit 700. Kevin, Shailene. Oh, co-hosts, don't be muting me. Right, cool. Let's get into it. Let's get into it because time is money. We have money, but we always need more time. All right. So today's Monday Mindset, I'm just going to pour into you guys with a training that I've done a few times. Obviously, if you've been here a while, you probably have heard this training before. But as I always say, guys, you never want to always seek new information. Some people are so good at listening to every single audio and you've read every single book and you've gone to every single event seeking for new information, not realizing you just need to become a new person. So your perception of that same information is different. I'm going to say that again. So many people they think they need to seek new information. Okay, they go and read another book or different books, or they go and read every single book they've read in the library. They've listened to every single audio. And if I was to ask you just to recite any of them, you don't know anything. And you'd rather be a jack of all. I'd rather be a master of one instead of a jack of all trades. And like I said, those that may have heard this training before, you should be a new person now receiving this because every time you seek new information or old information, you should be a new version of yourself. All right. So let's get straight into it. Please take notes, guys. It's not nothing to do with trading. It's got nothing to do with network marketing because both of them are aligned with the same principles of success. And that's why I always tell people, if you join this business, guys, which all of you are, you guys all are a part of our community. If you're successful, it's because of you guys. And if you fail, it's because of you, unfortunately, as well. I know it may be hard to accept, but the highest level of maturity as an adult is taking accountability. Okay. I do this quite a lot. And I ask people, and I say to people, look, just write down a list of like everything, all your problems. And if anyone wants to share in this chat, then you're more than welcome to. But just put a list down of the problems you have in your life. I don't know if anyone wants to share in a group, but just put a few problems that you currently facing or currently are facing. Does anyone mind sharing in the group, right? Current problems that you may be facing. If not, just think about it yourself. Okay. And what you'll tend to find, okay, they're coming, right? Speak to me, guys. So we've got debt, we've got stress, we've got commitment, we've got energy, time, stress, money, my job, self-doubt, health. Any more? Divorce. My parents have been through it, right? Divorce. Now, don't you find it funny that no one put themselves? No one said they're the problem. Everyone said that's the problem, or that's the problem, or he's the problem, or she's the problem, or the scanner's the problem, or my mentor's the problem. No one has ever put in a group now, I am the problem. This is the highest level of accountability, mature accountability as a human being. Is this world, people in today's world do not like to take accountability for where they are in their life. And I think that's where it has to start, guys, to realize that you are in full 101% control of your scenario. If it's a good scenario, you've created it. If it's a bad scenario, guess what? You have created it, guys. Okay, I'm not going to get into the politics of religion, etc., but this is where some people they don't connect the fact that we have creation power. I'm going to leave it as that. Some people differentiate it, right? Not realizing we are actually creators, and that's what how the world makes the world spin. That's how they can govern people. The government governs people, is right, is they make you feel like you have to settle for your scenario and you have to sit, this is your situation and there's nothing you can do about it. You can vote for Labour parties and all the other parties and all the other puppets, right? But at the end of the day, you are in full control of your situation, guys. Just to make that very clear before I go into anything today. And I feel when I best do these calls is when I speak to myself. So I don't know most of you guys on this call. We may not have personal relationships. So please don't think that I'm speaking to you or I'm talking about you. I'm normally just talking to myself, whether that be my old me, the current me, or the future me. But I feel self-conversation, self-talk is very, very important. Anyone that knows me, I'm always having staff meetings. It's going off. I'm always having staff private meetings. None of you guys are invited. It's just going up there with me and whoever else is up there. So it's full staff meeting. Okay. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen and hopefully you guys will be able to see it. All right. Just bear with me. Cool. Right. Okay, cool. You guys should be able to see my screen now. All right. Wonderful. Just drop a 111, guys, in the chat if you can see my screen, and I will get straight into today's call. All right. If you can drop a 111 into the chat box. Where's my mouse? All right. Can't see my mouse. Okay. You guys can see my screen. Fantastic. 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 All right. Cool. Second, bear with me. Right, we are good to go. My Zoom's been acting up. We got a few technicals today, but we got there in the end. Right, cool. So Monday mindset. Okay, please take notes, guys. This is not entertainment purposes. I'm going to give you gems. What a gem is if anyone could explain what a gem is where you think, oh, that's a good punchline, or I can relate to that. Anything that you can relate to that you feel like I'm talking to you, please take down notes. 80% of what you hear generally on a day-to-day basis will go in one ear and out the other. You come off this call and you pretty much forgot what you just heard and you kind of wasted your time. So please take notes. I've got so many receipts as to why I am where I am now. If someone says to me, Josh, why are you in the position you are now? What was you doing when you was making 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, 5K a month? What was you doing? And I have full receipts, and notes was a huge part of my receipts. I've got like at least 20 full A4 notepads where I was never a good student, but when I came to study in my future and successful people, that's something that I found quite easy. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. All right, winners versus losers. Okay, now life is all about perception. Okay, this is a 6 to someone and that is a 9 to someone else. We have winners on this call and we have losers on this call. I don't know you guys personally. So I am not going to decide whether you are a winner or whether you are a loser. But by the end of this call, you will realize what person or what current person you are and what current person you need to become. Okay. Now, we actually went to The Cube. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of The Cube. It used to be a game show, a TV show back in the day that I used to watch. And I always used to sit on my sofa as a kid and think, oh, that's so easy. And oh, this guy's rubbish and she's rubbish. We actually went there on Saturday and there was a few difficult ones, but I don't like to lose. Like, I hate losing. I've always been competitive. I've always played football. I've always strived to win. I'm a sore loser, right? Nana came last, by the way, just to let you guys know. But I hate to lose, okay? And if I do ever lose, I take it as a lesson and I turn it into a win because I've now realized where I went wrong. So it's a win overall, okay? So you guys are going to decide whether you're a winner or you're a loser on this call, okay? Cool. So, right. Sorry, guys, my laptop is tweaking. Okay, I'm just gonna have to leave it on this, I think. I'm gonna have to leave it on this. Okay, cool. So you guys can see my screen now, yeah? Winners versus losers. Okay, cool. So a winner, right? If you are a winner on this call, okay? A winner makes mistakes and says, I was wrong, okay? How many times, guys, has a trade, I'm going to try and relate this to what we currently do because we are in network marketers and we are investors. How many times has a trade come out, okay? And you decided to over leverage. You knew what lot size you should have used. And unfortunately, the trade lost, which is absolutely normal, okay? Absolutely normal. The same way you wake up and the sun's out and the moon comes in the evening, it's normal. So having a lesson, having a stop loss in trading is absolutely normal. If you're not used to it, you haven't traded enough. But if you over leverage, guys, a winner, I was wrong, I over leverage, I need to charge that L, take the loss like a boss, and I get with it. A loser will always point the finger and it wasn't my fault. It was Josh's fault for sending out that trade. It was Toyosi's fault for sending out that trade. It was the educator's fault for sending out that trade. It was John Oliver's fault for sending out that trade. These times we are trying to help you make money. Make that make sense? People have the audacity. People have such a loser victim mindset where someone tried to help you make money. We hit and stop loss, which is normal. And all of a sudden, it's their fault. Okay. That's what a loser and a winner perspective of the same situation. Okay. Second, a winner works harder than a loser and has more time. A loser is always too busy and too busy staying a failure. Guys, I'm talking to myself on this call. I'm not talking to anyone. This is going to be, if it triggers you, tie your shoelace, wear it, and grow up. Okay? Because we are in a world, guys, where we're trying to change ourselves, our future, and it starts with accountability. I am sick and tired of speaking to people. I speak to so many different people, whether they're in the business, outside the business, down the road, the cabman, wherever it is. And too many people think like a loser. We all have, I think you guys are, I feel like some people feel that some people have their own clock. Like some people don't, like some people, I think people genuinely believe that everyone has their own different 24 hours, not realizing the sun rises at 6 a.m. for everyone and the sun goes down at 6 p.m. for everyone. Okay? Realizing that we all have the same 24 hours. So when I have one individual that has 4 kids, 5 kids, 2 jobs, mortgage, a full business, and I have one individual who is currently just studying or they just have one job. And I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to not have empathy and sympathy for certain people's scenario, but a winner doesn't think like that, guys. A winner will take their scenario and make the most of it. Okay, we was all in a scenario, guys, where our back was against the wall, and this is where if you haven't done it if you haven't forced yourself to put your back against the wall, I would suggest doing so. And if you don't force yourself, what will happen is, unfortunately, a life will happen, and your back is against the wall, and unfortunately, okay, this was me in 2020 when my back was against the wall. And I had to work harder to create more time because at the time I didn't. But I never had a loser mindset to say I'm always busy, so I can't do anything. I can't do anything about my scenario. I can't get up earlier. I'm sleeping 8 hours, but I'm not gonna cut my hours to sleep. I'm gonna just say I'm too busy. Okay? A winner goes through a problem and a loser goes around it. The reason why people quit this industry is because they realize they're the problem and it's easier to not pay my subscription next month and just go back to my job or go to another opportunity where it might be easier, not realizing you are the problem. This is why I could not quit this business. Because if I quit this business and I was in the same business where I saw people making 1 million a month, 100K a month, 50K a month in the same business, it can't be the business. It's me that's the problem. And I kept on saying to myself, if I quit on this business, when it comes to real life scenarios, i.e., marriage, i.e., your kids, i.e., actual real life scenarios, you're also going to quit on them. So I had to look at myself and I said, I can't quit this business because I just need to work on myself. I need to get better. It's a skill set, guys. No one's born to trade. No one's born to build business. You learn the skill set. But the difference is, will you become the person to face the problem or run away from your problem? Because one time, guys, I promise you, you won't be able to run from your problem. And what happens, I've seen this many, many times, most men's downfall is alcohol, drugs, and women. So when you can't fight your problems, you're going to go to one of those three things, if not all three of them. Okay? A winner shows he's sorry by making up for it. A loser says he's sorry, but he does the same thing next time. Now, of course, guys, making a mistake is normal. Okay? Making a mistake is normal. We're imperfect humans. We sin all the time. We're not perfect humans, right? But a winner tries to make up for it or is aware that they messed up. But a loser isn't aware that they messed up and they continuously do the same thing. Back to trading. Okay? You might blow your account. A winner makes up for it and says, you know what? I'm going to have a break, or I'm going to go back to my demo, or I'm going to plug, or I'm going to go through the boot camp, whatever it may be. A loser just continuously deposits their money, just keeps on blowing their account, not plugs into the mindset calls because they don't need it, doesn't come to any events because they don't need it. And you're literally creating a vicious cycle, guys. Okay? You are creating a vicious cycle where you're going to have to relearn to learn again. And like I said, I'm talking from my perspective. When I started this business, I started off as a loser. I started off as a loser, guys. Okay? A winner knows what to fight for and what to compromise on. A loser compromises on what he should not and fight for what isn't worth fighting for. Every day is a battle for life, and it is very important that we are fighting for the right things and not wasting our time. I don't know if you guys was listening to the individual that I had at the end before when we started, David Goggins, right? If you haven't heard from him about him, I definitely suggest plugging into him, especially men on this call. If you don't know who David Goggins is, he is probably the most hardback male in the world. And he just gives you perspective that regardless of your scenario, like, I don't want to get too personal on this call, but things, what he believes in, this is his beliefs, thing like he was in depression, but he didn't believe it was for him. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that those things don't exist. Of course it exists, but I didn't believe that I could ever catch COVID-19, for example. That's just my belief system. I never caught it. That's just my belief system. We're not going to go down a conspiracy theory. However, him, for example, he was in a state in depression and he realized, this is not me. This is not part of my identity. I am not someone who's depressed. So he removed that identity and he created his own new identity. Okay, so everyone on this call right now, I need you to understand you can create your identity. If you're not happy with your current identity right now, you feel like you're poor. That's an identity. You're wearing the poor hat. Every time you're talking about money, every time money's tight, every time living paycheck, you have worn that identity. Okay, if you're wearing the identity of I'm shy, you are wearing that cap. If you're wearing the identity of I don't want to have my camera on because people will think certain things about me because I'm self-conscious, that is an identity choice. You have chosen to be that person. And don't get me wrong, this has been because of so many things that may have happened in your life. But again, a winner realizes, okay, this is what caused it, but I'm now going to change it. Because we all come into this world looking like our parents. We leave this world ending with our choices or looking like our choices. I'm going to say that again. We come into this world looking like our parents. You leave this world ending like your choices. Okay? A winner says, I'm good, but not as good as I ought to be. Okay? A loser says, well, I'm not as bad as a lot of other people. When you join this business, you compare yourself to your friends, okay? Because it's your business, okay? When you join this business, your friends, you've been around them, you're speaking to them, you love them, right? You're around them a lot of the time. And you bring them to an opportunity, or you talk about an opportunity like this where people are making 6, 7, 8 figures, millions of dollars a month in revenue as a business. And we compare ourselves because we're not as bad as people that we're around, right? So your friends might be making $1,000 a month. Because you're making $2,000 a month, you're now comparing yourself. It's not as bad as them. Why are you not comparing yourself to me? Why are you not comparing yourself to Chris or Bells or Jason, right? I know some people say, Josh, you're doing so well. You should be proud of yourself. Why don't you have a day off? No, because my mentor makes 5 times the money I'm making. I'm not as good as I need to be and I ought to be. Whereas someone may look at it as perspective, a loser will look at it and say, well, look, I'm not as bad as, at least I'm not homeless. What? Why are we comparing ourselves to homeless people? Respectfully. Okay. A winner looks up to where he is going. I ask people all the time, what's your 3 to 5 year goal? No idea. I'm going to do a goal training as well. And if anyone didn't realize just how much we are against time, and you can either take it again, perspective, take this call as, oh my days, I'm scared, or take this call as game time. It's match day. Okay. There are 6 Fridays left before Christmas. I'm only going to get paid 6 times by Gifu this side of the year. Okay. A winner looks up where they ought to be. Where are you going to be in 2026? Where are you going to be in 2027? You should have a 5, 10, 15, 20-year goal. I know how much money I want to be making by the time I'm 40. I'm currently 27. I want to know how much money I want to be making by the time I'm 40. Some of you have no idea how much money you want to be making in 2026. How much money do you want to make a month in this time next year? These are questions I ask myself. The way to create success is you need to think how people think that have what you don't have. Okay? A loser looks down at those who have not yet achieved his position. My manager was a loser. He used to look down on anyone that wasn't making more money than him or wasn't his title. Most managers are losers because they go off the title, their little name badge. We never look down on people. We help people up around here. But you always ought to get better. And this is why we have an environment of people that are doing better. Okay? A winner respects those who are superior to him and tries to learn from them. A loser resents those who are superior to him and tries to find a fault. We all have flaws on this call. I am not a perfect leader. I'm the furthest thing from a perfect leader. Okay, but I respect every single person in this industry that is doing better than me in some way, and I try and learn from them. I'm not envious. I'm not jealous. I'm not, why not me, or they don't deserve it. You don't know what they did. You don't know what they sat up until 4 a.m. studying while you were scrolling. Okay, you don't know that amount of accounts that individual lost. You don't know that amount of friends that individual lost. They're there for a reason, especially if they maintain it. If they get rich quick, cool. That happens all the time. If they maintain it and they've been successful, there's something you can learn from them. Whereas a loser, right, will try to find what they've done wrong, all of their negatives. Because what we do as human beings, we project what we may not be doing or may not be good at. It's very easy to do that. Okay. This is why when you speak to your friends about a business opportunity, the first thing they say is it's a scam because they don't have the kahunas to try it themselves. So they're just going to project how they feel. I'm scared to try trading. I'm scared to jump into network marketing. I'm scared to tell my friend about it. Well, that's why they're telling you to quit. I can't remember who it was the other day, but someone mentioned how their friend told them to quit. They didn't quit and say, come and do this with me. They just said quit and let's just both work at McDonald's. Misery loves company. They didn't say quit and let's look quit, bro. Look, quit this and let's try and make 100K a month elsewhere. No, just it's a scam. I just want to put doubt into your mind. I want to project how I feel, and I'm just going to put doubt in your mind. I'm not going to give you a solution. I'm just going to give you a problem, and you can deal with it. Okay? A winner is responsible for more than his job. A loser says, I only work here. Now, when I was at Tesco, I was a loser. I only work here. I just come in, put on my high vis, deliver the groceries, I'm gone. I was a loser. I only work here. Okay? I could say the same here. Obviously, I'm not a manager. I could say I make X amount per month. I'm just a Sapphire director. Do more than what you get paid, and eventually you'll get paid more for what you're doing. Do more for what you get paid. Affiliates on this call right now, if you're not getting paid, if you're an executive, if you've got one customer, you are probably not working your ass off to a point where you deserve to get paid. As an entrepreneur, you work. Some people want to come into this world, guys, and they want to become their own boss. I speak to so many people. What do you want? I want to work for myself. I want to be my own boss. No, you don't. You are not ready to work 28 hours a day. You are not ready to wake up at 6 a.m., be the first to wake up in your house and the last to wake up in your house, to go to bed in your house. Entrepreneurs, you work. Maybe you get paid. You then work, paid. You then work, paid. And then eventually you're at the stage where I'm at now where I don't have to work. I don't have to work. It's just paid, but I choose to work. Do more than what you're paid for, and eventually you will get paid for pretty much doing nothing. People that I'm around, they make $1 million a month, 2 million a month, 250,000 a month. They don't do anything with their days now. They put the work in, but a loser just settles for what it is they're currently doing. Okay. A winner says there ought to be a better way of doing it. A loser says, why change it? That's the way it's always been done. That's just me. That's how I've always been. How many times have we heard that? That's just me. I've been like this. This is just how I am. Well, this is why you joined the business. This is just how I am. Okay. Next, employer to employee mindset. Sorry, employer to entrepreneur. We joined this business, guys, and we are employees. I need you to forget that mindset at the door. Leave your employee mindset at your door, at your job. Do not bring your employee mindset into entrepreneurship. You are going to fail. Heavy. Okay? Just to break down the difference for anyone that don't understand, an entrepreneur and an employer. I am not a trader. I know how to trade. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not a trader. Don't come into this business with £100 account saying I'm a trader. You are here to make money as an entrepreneur through trading. And if you did want to learn trading, you would have been on every single Donovan Taylor session. Can anyone drop a 2 that they've been on every single Donovan Taylor session? Every single recorded session on Donovan Taylor, have you watched it? No 2s in the chat. Okay? So when it comes to goals as an employee, right? When it comes to goals as an employee, your goals are whatever the company or CEO decides and wants to achieve. I had no idea what goals Tesco wanted to achieve because I didn't give a crap about the job. I was there for the money. I couldn't care what happens to Tesco. Some of you know exactly your goals for your company. And if I ask you for your personal goal, you have no idea. What are your personal goals? I tell everyone, right? When you go into this new year, before you go into this new year, guys, write this down. I need every single person to write on paper in this exact layout. I am so happy and grateful now that, okay, write out 25 goals on paper in blue pen. Put the date, put your goals. I am so happy and grateful now that, and I need you to write 25 goals. Financially, business, mental, spiritually, physical, whatever goals you want to achieve, write down 25 goals. As an entrepreneur, your goals are set by you. We strive for growth and development. I never used to do this. The start of this year, I wrote down 25 goals. 75% of my goals that I've written down this year, I've achieved. That is not a coincidence. I am so happy and grateful now that whatever it is, and I put a date at the end of it, or I wanted to achieve in the year of 2025. Some of us are still chasing goals from 2023. And don't get me wrong, if it's a big term goal, that's fine. But you probably haven't written it down. So if it isn't in plain Jane sight, it's not going to come to fruition, guys. Okay? Your actions as an employee, your actions are directed by your manager. Okay? Your manager tells you what to do. As an entrepreneur, your actions are self-directed and self-prioritized. You don't get told to do by anyone. I am not telling you guys to do anything. No mentor in this organization, no affiliate in this organization should tell you to do anything. We direct you. It's up to you. We're coaching you. If you want to do it, do it. We'll get you results. If not, I wish you the best. But some people come into this and they don't use their initiative. They wait to be told. That's a problem as well. Because we're told when we can go on our break and when we can go to the toilet, you wait to be told to do the obvious or use common sense isn't common. I've come to realize common sense isn't common anymore, unfortunately. I don't know what happened to it. I really don't know what happened to it, but it's not common anymore. Okay. Your roles as an employee, your role is a specialist. If you're a reception, you have certain roles. As an entrepreneur, we wear different hats and have different roles. What I've realized, I'm a therapist, I'm an educator, I'm an investor, I am a organizer, I am an event speaker, I've got so many hats as an entrepreneur. There's not one role I play. I do everything. And that's why it comes with as that role. As an entrepreneur, you have many, many hats. PT, I'm a PT, right? I'm Rio's PT. You don't even pay me, right? It's just a joke at this point, right? Support. As an employee, right? As an employee, you have everything done for you. Okay, you have the social support, right? As an entrepreneur, there is less support, and that's why we have House of Riches, guys. I need you to understand this. We are here for ourselves. I am not going to retire your mum. I can't retire your mum. You need to retire your mum. You're here for yourself. But we are here together. We go through the same things. And that's why we are here to help you with your journey. The more you use our system, the more you use your mentor, the more you take our advice, guys, the more it will be easier to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It gives you everything you want and more, but nothing that's worth easy or worth having, guys, comes easy. Nothing. And if it is, be very, very scared. Sum things up. If it's too easy and I'm making all this money and it's too easy, it's probably going to crumble. And I'm sure you've all experienced something or you know someone that did something too easy. I learned in 2019, I was making money too easy. I had to learn the hard way. Okay. Impact. As an employee, your impact is low and you're a small part of a bigger movement. Tesco didn't acknowledge any of my contribution. They couldn't give a crap what I did. It didn't change nothing. As an entrepreneur, your impact can be endless. There's no cap. That's down to your belief. Our goal is to max out the compensation plan. For anyone that don't know what that means, it means that we are going to impact thousands and thousands of people around the world, which will give our organization a $500,000 a month income. That's what the goal is. And as an entrepreneur, you can the highest human act, guys, is to inspire. So if you're a human on this call, which we all are, I hope, your highest act you can do. If you want to be a best human, you know what you can do? Inspire people. Do you know what that means? Tell people what it is you're doing. Help people level up. If anyone on this call, you're inspired by me, it means that your spirit has a higher calling. Just to let you know. If anyone on this call, you're inspired by me and I don't know you, and even if you do know me, and I inspire you, inspire, the word, inspire, spirit, it means that spiritually you're here for more, which means you have a higher calling. Just to let you guys know if you didn't know that, okay? Development. As an employee, your personal growth is more linear, as in promotions up the corporate ladder, okay? As an entrepreneur, your personal growth is non-linear and more of a learning method. Okay? Risk. As an employee, you take no risks. And even if you do, you're risking your job. Your company is at risk by employing you. So you're not actually at risk. Some people say, oh, I might lose my job by coming to this event. No, your job's at your company's at risk by losing you because they now have to replace you. But that's not hard. They'll just go and replace you. Some people are so attached to their job. I'm risking my job. No, you're risking your time. As an entrepreneur, there is a lot more risk and are exposed more. There's so many different is it abbreviations of what risk means? But you have to take risk, guys. The younger you are, the older, sorry for anyone that's maybe an older crowd. The older you are, it means you probably are allowed to take less risk. So when I speak to 18-year-olds and they're like, my job, my job, my job, bro, what are you talking about? especially if it's not a job that you have so much passion for and you love and you want to do it for the next 10 years. I've never met someone that said I want to work my job for the next 10 years. Not one person. And anyone that has worked 10 years, they want to get out of their job tomorrow. Okay? Management, as an employee, your hours are given to you as your time is mapped. They own you when it comes to your time management. As an entrepreneur, you have irregular timing and have to put in a lot more hours due to your task at hand. Some people say, Josh, how often do you work? I don't start and finish work. It's a lifestyle. It's 24/7. 24/7. I don't stop. I don't get paid from 9 until 5. I get paid whenever I want, all throughout the day. Okay. Next, self-confidence is where I lacked. And what helped me, I wasn't a confident person. I couldn't go and eat at certain places. I don't know if some people are on here, but I know there's more people on this call that wouldn't go and eat at a restaurant by themselves, or they wouldn't go on holiday by themselves, or they wouldn't go into an event by themselves. They wouldn't go to a concert by themselves. And if you would, it means that you probably are in a better place than when I started this journey. Because to do that, you need to be confident. You need to be secure in yourself. The skill of self-confidence, right, is when you lose sight of belief in yourself, and you will struggle throughout life. So when you lose belief, my dad always told me when I was younger, right, Josh, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. If you don't big up you, and this is why I tell people put on your camera, because this is not a job. You have to make a name for yourself. You have to make other leaders see you with your camera on. It's so great when I see people's cameras on and I see them in person. It's like, okay, I already know this person is ready to grow. I already know this person put themselves in put themselves out there. They have something within them. They just need to be mentored or coached. But if you can't even put your camera on, for example, because of lack of self-confidence, no one's going to big you up. You have to big up yourself. Okay, when the mentee is ready, write this down. If you're looking for mentorship, there's levels to mentorship. When the mentee is ready, the mentor will appear. When I heard this, I was thinking, okay, what I need to probably do is I need to go over and beyond to be acknowledged by certain people so they give me the time of day. Because they know something I don't. I don't have to pay in network marketing. You guys don't have to pay to come to an event to listen to someone that makes 200 grand a month. Like, you don't have to pay them. You just have to be in the room. Okay? But this can be trained, guys. It's a skill. The easiest way to build self-confidence is simply repetition. The problem with repetition is our mindset behind it is in we always fail. We accept failure. Okay? No one is persistently doing enough of the right things. We are persistently doing the wrong things. Everyone on this call, you guys are consistent. Every single person, you're on this call. You guys are so consistent. So consistent. You're so consistent in doing the wrong things. Imagine that. Like you nearly got it. You're nearly there. You're consistent. You're just not consistent at doing the right things. You're consistently not coming onto calls. You're consistently blowing your account. You're consistently not posting TikToks. You're consistently not posting your reels. You're consistently not reading. It's so easy to do the things that I'm talking about, but that's why it's harder, because it's easy. It's not hard to read a book, really and truly. If I said build a laptop and read a book, which one's easier to do? But because it's easy, guys, this is where we fall short. Okay? Next is mirror work. This one changed the game for me. Some people can't look themselves in the mirror. Like dead eye ball. You're looking into your soul. Look into your soul in the mirror. Look at your soul in the mirror. Speak to yourself. Talk to yourself every single day for a long period of time. Now it's kind of normal where if there was a camera, probably people would probably think I'm weird, but it's people's opinion, isn't it? Right? But you need to get to a stage where you can actually talk to yourself positively in a good manner. The self-confidence formula. Okay, if you've never read it, if you never heard it, I heard about it in 2021. I only took it serious in 2022. It's now become a reality. Okay, do not accept no, especially if you believe in what it is you're doing and your future. When I started this business, every single person for 7 months, guys, for anyone that don't know my story, 7 months I've joined this business. I was trading for 7 months. I knew it was a long-term plan to learn how to trade. So that's just part of the process. But regarding the business, it took 7 months of people laughing at me, telling me no, telling me you're not going to do it, telling me go and get a job, go and get an apprentice, go to your uni. It's not going to work. Go back to a job. But I couldn't accept no. because I never heard someone that made more money than me or made money that I was impressed by telling me to do that. J.K. Rowling, right? Harry Potter. Never, I've seen maybe one episode, never read the books, don't really know much of, I know obviously Harry Potter, but I've never really been a fan. But J.K. Rowling, the author, right? Before she was who she was, 13 publishers said no. 13 said no to Harry Potter. How many of you, after going through your VIP list of 10 people saying no, you now don't want to do this, you now just want to look for another opportunity or another job? Or you lose 10 trades in a row, which should never happen anyway, that's just you, right? But you've had 10 weeks or 10 days of consistently losing on trading, for example. And now all of a sudden you have no self-confidence in your future. F comes before S in the alphabet. Does anyone know why? Does anyone know why F comes before S in the alphabet? You have to fail first, guys. You have to fail before you succeed. You have to. There's no beating them. You can't beat behind the bush with it. You have to fail proudly, publicly. No one remembers me failing now. No one remembers the failures. Only I do, and I can laugh about them. But I wouldn't have been able to laugh about them if I actually like quit. If I failed and quit, what on earth? What? Why did you even fail in the first place? If you was gonna quit, why did you even try? When people say I want to try this business, you don't try this business. You do it. You do the business. You make it happen. No if, buts, no maybes. That was my mindset. I couldn't give a crap if I have to walk to every single street around London, if I have to go to the other side of London, I don't have to. I would go to any extent ethically to make this work. Unless you have that mindset, it's not going to work for you. And that's where I feel a lot of people are just comfortable. The people in the UK, you guys are privileged. We live in a first world country. I want to go to a country where they would, where the average income is maybe $200 a month. I remember when I met one of the Philippine leaders, their average income monthly is $300. He had a team of over nearly 2,000 people making $15,000 a month in an economy with $200. And your friend that earns $2,000 a month from their job says they don't have the money. No, you're just comfortable, bro. Because last night you was out partying. You're just comfortable. You have a vape in your mouth every 2 minutes. That's at least £5 a day, right? When we were in school and a teacher asked for someone to speak, was you that person to put your hand up or you kept your hand down? This is deep programming, guys. This is you have to reprogram yourself when you join this business. This is not just a trading group. If you think this is a trading group, you have no idea, right? Stay away from people who tear you down and be around people who uplift you. Okay? That's what environment you're currently a part of. Compliment over criticize. Some of you, the way you speak to yourself, you wouldn't speak to anyone else like that. And finally, no one else will believe in you until you do. Okay? Emotions that will change your life. If your life hasn't changed yet, it's because you haven't gone through these 4 stages yet. Okay? You have to go through these 4 stages. Until you get to these 4 stages, you are not going to change your life. Okay? The first stage is you have to be disgusted. Disgusted with the bank account, disgusted with your wardrobe, disgusted with how your mum's living, disgusted with the fact that every time your mum asks you for money, you have to wait until payday. Disgusted that you're not able to catch flights and live the finer side of life. You're disgusted with your scenario. Until you're disgusted, that is when you're going to move. That is when you're going to change. Until then, guys, stop complaining, please. Honestly, just stop complaining. Just don't complain. Don't complain about your life, please. Because until then, that's when you're going to change. Until then, you're just going to complain. You're just going to whinge. And you're a whinger or a winner. Okay? Next, once you are disgusted and you realize, you know what? I need to change something. Like, I'm genuinely disgusted with my situation. I could be sick. Now, what are you going to do about it? You decide, you make a decision. Some people join this business. I always say there's 2 days you join this business. The day you sign up and the day you make a decision. Decide. What does it mean? Pesticide, homicide, suicide, genocide. It means that you kill off. You kill off. You kill off every other alternative. I didn't have a plan B. Some of you are working this business and you have a plan B. That's why this is not working. You haven't made a decision. Burn all bridges. That's what I did with this business. I'm going to burn all bridges. Anything I was doing before, anyone that comes to me, I am going to be focused in this business until it works. I made a decision. I killed off any alternative. This was A to Z. That's what it takes. I'm sure you guys have heard of Eric Thomas, motivational speaker. And he talked about that story where his coach brought him into the water and put his head under the water. Kept on saying, I want to be successful. Some of you guys say, I want to make 10K a month. I want to make financial freedom. I want to retire my friends and family. Okay, cool. Come to the water. And he put his head under the water and he held his head down. Until you want success that bad where you want to breathe, you are not going to be successful. Stop it, please. The facade on Instagram winds me up. People watch one motivational video and they think they have what it takes. I believe in everyone. I just don't believe you. I believe in you guys because we're all human. What the capabilities that I have, so do you. Newsflash. Good news. The bad news is if you don't work on yourself, you're not going to believe you can do it anyway. So it's irrelevant what I believe. Some people just need that person to say, I believe in you. I am that person. I believe in you. I just don't believe you because your actions don't add up. Your actions don't match. The same way your friends, they said they was going to sign up and they haven't signed up because they're lying to you. Guess what? You're also lying to yourself and your mentor. You said you're going to come to the office. Still haven't come. You're lying to yourself and your mentor. Okay. Next is desire. What do you really want? Why are you here? Why did you guys sign up? Why did you actually sign up? It can't be to make side hustle. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if that's what you come here for, that's fine. But surely, with all your capabilities, with all your goals and your dreams and your vision and how big your family is and what you need to achieve, surely you haven't just joined this for a side hustle. Everyone has a beast within them. I think it was Anne, right? I don't know if she's on the call, right? But I think I did see her, right? She we was at the Cube and from the get-go, I was active. Yeah, get me in the Cube. I'm ready. I'm match day. I'm fit. I'm ready. Let's go. And she was like, I don't think I really have this, like, I'm not really competitive. Like, I don't really have it in me. And I said, okay, cool. Right. As soon as she got in the trenches, as soon as she got in the Cube, I've never seen Anne move so diligent, right? She woke up the beast that was inside her. Everyone has a beast inside of you. Everyone has that work ethic. Everyone has that animal. It's how do you get that animal out? How do you make the animal become real? How do you wake up the animal? How do you wake up that lion? Everyone has it in them. But how do you wake it up? Until you wake up that beast, you don't really have a desire. How bad do you want it? And then lastly, you resolve it. Okay, you make a promise to yourself, do or die. Things start to happen at this stage. When you make that decision, guys, so if we go from disgust, you're disgusted with your scenario. You've been living paycheck to paycheck for X amount of years. You're disgusted that every time your kids ask you for something, you have to tell them no, not because you're being nasty, it's because you don't have the money. When are you going to get disgusted with that situation? I don't know you guys' situation, but I've been there. And that's what I want to avoid. Does that make sense? I want to avoid that scenario. Then you make a decision. What am I going to do about this? I'm going to plug into this for the next 3 to 6 to 18 months and see what I can do. I've lasted 18 months at a job anyway, so let me give at least 18 months to something where I see people actually free. How many people do you see at your job that have been there 18 months and they're financially free? But we want financial freedom. None. Of course not. There's no like respectfully, there's no because there's financial freedom and then there's actually time freedom. We don't want to be financially, you don't want to be just financially free. There's probably a lot of people and a lot of people that have good jobs that are financially free, but they're not time free. So you're still in prison. You're still imprisoned. You want to have both. 18 months consistently in this business of consistently doing the right work consistently, you will be both time and financially free. Okay? Now, God, everyone has their beliefs, so we're not going to get into it, right? But how you can look at it is goals over distractions. That's what God can mean to you if you don't believe in God. Goals over distractions. Okay? What are your goals for 2026? That should say, right? What are your goals for 2026? Goals are the distraction for your past. Speak them to yourself. Use all your 5 senses. Okay? Goals, write this down. Goals are a distraction for your past. If you keep on dwelling over your blown account of £300, please forget the goal of making £300 a day if that's not your goal. Your goals are the distraction. If you don't have a goal, you're always going to think in the past. Can anyone tell me what um what steps the past, the future, and the present is in? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me in the chat what um phase? What am I looking for? What steps is it? What comes in order? What is in order? Which one comes first? Which one comes first, guys? Okay, so we got past. What else? Say it in one line if you can. What's first and what's the end? No, Samantha, you cannot answer. I haven't seen an answer yet. I haven't seen one answer yet. Yes. I sent out a reminder at 3 p.m. today about this call happening. I said 8 p.m. I'm doing a mindset call. I spoke about the future. I said the future. I said at 8 p.m. this is going to happen. 8 p.m. we're going to do a mindset call on Monday. I spoke the future. I wrote the future. You guys saw it in the chat. Right now, we are in the present. I created the future. We created this. I spoke about the future. I wrote down the goal. The goal is to have an 8 p.m. session. I spoke about the future first. We are now in the present. We are presently on this call. And in the next 10, 15 minutes, this call will be in the past. But the reason why people go wrong is they think the past first. They then look at their current situation and they don't even have no idea of their future. No idea. No idea where they want to be. It's future, present, and the past is last because it does not matter. It's done. Kalas. You can't change it. Okay? Edge, ego, right? So we're going to relate this around God. Ego just stands for edging God out. Get out your way. It's not your plan. Sometimes, guys, we want things to go a certain way. And unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate because everything happens for a reason. But unfortunately, guys, God has other plans that may not coincide with you. This was not my plan. You couldn't have paid me. If someone said to me, Josh, I'll give you $1 million if you believe that you could be in a scenario 5 years from now. No chance. No chance. No chance. All right. This was not my plan. I didn't plan to be here. This is not this was not who I was. It's not how it's nothing compared to my past, where I am today. Okay? Positive thoughts only come from God. Negative thoughts come from you know who. Okay? The work happens in the mental before the physical. Internal produces external. I'm going to say this again, guys, for those taking notes. Positive thoughts come through God. And God comes through circumstances, opportunities, and people. I am a person, this is an opportunity, and you may have got into this because of your circumstance. Negative thoughts come from you know who. Okay? The work happens in the mental before the physical. 99.9% of success is spiritual. The physical is irrelevant. The bank accounts, absolutely irrelevant. Your trading account, absolutely irrelevant. Your Instagram followers, absolutely irrelevant. Anything external is irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. I'll give you 1% of relevance. The rest of it is 99%. What can you see in your mental? Your faculties, right? Anyone that studies Bob Proctor, this is where I learned my stuff of how to reprogram my paradigm. The reason why you keep on listening to audios, listening to podcasts, you think you're doing the right things, but you haven't got the results is because you have not changed your paradigm. Paradigm. Change your paradigm, it will change everything. My Mac right now, my Mac laptop, what controls it is the hardware drive. The small hardware drive controls this laptop of everything it does and everything it can do. Your paradigm controls everything you're currently doing. There's certain faculties you need to focus on that will change your paradigm. Okay? Stay in flow state, love and gratitude, right? For anyone that's the easiest way to feel good. And when you feel good, you normally end up doing the right things. Okay? You need to get in flow state, right? Seek and you will find, ask and it is given, knock and it will open. Okay? Very, very powerful phrases that if you understand and you seek the right information, you will find what you need. And then you just need to ask and it is given. Okay? I asked to make 100 grand a year. I asked to make $25,000 a month. I sent this to the team the other day. I think it was in 2022 or 2023. I think it was 2023. One of my goals was I'm so happy and grateful now I'm making $25,000 a month. I'm so happy and grateful now. I have over 10 plus $1,000 a month earners. Right now, we have over 22 $700 a month earners, and we are making over $25,000 a month. 2 years ago, I routed a goal and played Jane. I wasn't earning nowhere near that at that time. Nowhere near it. Okay. Cool. This is where I think will help a lot of people. All right. It's called the Danny Kruger process. Okay. I've been through this process. The Lord knows how many times I've gone through this process, and it every single time it happens, I know what's going to come. You know, like when I don't know, you guys can think of a scenario in your life where you know that it will happen, but you expected it, so you've managed your expectations and you can handle the situation. Okay. If you're a boxer, right? I've recently started going to boxing, right? I'm trying to get my physical health in an elite state as well. But anyone that's a boxer, every single boxing match or every single you go to train, every single time you go to train, or for example, perfect scenarios when I used to play football, we used to do pre-season. So before you start your the season, you have a pre-season training where you know what to expect. You know you're going to go through hell, but at the end of the day, you get fit and you have a great season. Very simple to understand. With entrepreneurship, this is what you guys are going to face. And every single one of you on this call are at a certain stage. You're at a certain stage within this process. You need to find out where you are and understand it's okay. Okay. So the first step, I would say if you've been here I'm going to say within a month, within your first month, I'm going to say you're at stage one. Okay. If you've actually been plugging in, not just paying your subscription, if you've actually been plugging in, you're at the stage of stage one, which is uninformed optimism. What this means, guys, is you have joined this and you now believe and you think that you are going to get rich by Friday. Cut a long story short. Okay. I found an opportunity. This guy's making money. I'm going to make the money. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to grow my £100 account. I'm going to grow my 500 account to financial freedom. I'm like, yeah, I've got it. I'm so smart. I'm so happy I was scrolling on TikTok. I'm so happy Samantha's posted at TikTok because now I'm going to be financially free. And yeah, my mom's going to retire by the end of 2026. I've been there. When I saw this and I went to an event, I said, yeah, that's it. I've gone clear. All my days, my whole family's put on. I've done it. I'm the guy. I found out about this opportunity and that's it. Cool. Right. Cool. Newsflash. Month 2, you blow your account. Shit. Damn. This ain't straightforward. Damn. You can actually blow your account. Bruh. I never got an email like that before. Or you're gonna say, you know what? Everyone's saying no to me. Damn, I thought everyone would join. I actually joined this business. I thought everyone was gonna join. Don't know who I thought I was. I joined this business. I wrote a list of 100 people, and I said, yeah, all my people are gonna join. Newsflash. Nope. Not everyone can come to the top with you, bro. Not everyone's gonna understand your vision, bro. It's not for everyone, bro. You now get to inform pessimism when maybe I'd say after month 3, you realize this works. I've seen it work because I made a withdrawal. I've seen it work because people are winning the business, but it's not as straightforward. Okay. And let's just say if it was advertised straightforward, you probably wouldn't have even tried anyway. Sometimes not knowing certain things actually does you a benefit. Okay. So you're now going to stage 2 where you're informed pessimism. I'd say this is from maybe 3 to 6 months. Okay. 3 to 6 months, you're in this period. Now, stage 3, depending on how much you execute, depending on how much you plug into the system, stage 3 can happen at any time. I'll be honest with you. Stage 3 is Valley of Despair. Now, this is when I've been in this stage many a times, but my worst moment during Valley of Despair was in 2021 when I had deaths every other week in my family. I had fines and fees that was above my income and savings when I was actually looking at prison time for the offense in 2019 that had caught up on me. It was hell. It was hell. Like it couldn't have gotten any worse. I had no team. My whole team left me. I had no business. Um, I now was getting self-doubt. I now had self-doubt whether this is for me. I now said, I don't know if I can do this. Everything negative that you could ever imagine. Anything that you're experiencing, guys, like I said this the other day, there's no one that can unmute or put in a chat box. Something that you're currently experiencing that I don't know someone else that has experienced that has got through the valley of despair. Are you a winner or a loser? I know winners that have been in your scenario and got out of it, and I know losers that have been in your scenario and also quit. The only difference was the individual. Okay. Now, valley of despair is when you push through your external circumstances, and the only thing that got you through your external circumstances was your internal work. I'm going to say that again. The only thing that got you through your external challenges, whatever you're going through externally, what you went through, the only thing that will get you through it is your internal work that you should have done by this point already. Some people don't even want to do PD when shit hits the fan. PD is not for when shit hits the fan. When things are going really well in your life, when you're thriving, you better be doing as much PD as possible. That's when you need to be doing personal development. Not when shit ain't going well. When stuff's going great, make sure you're doing your PD because eventually, guys, you're going to go through this cycle. You can't avoid it. I can't avoid this process. In the valley of suffering, okay, read this here. In the valley of suffering, despair and bitterness is brewed, but there also is character made. The valley of suffering is the veil of soul making. I need you lot to write this down. For anyone that you will, if you're not in this current, we're either going into a storm, we're either in a storm, or we've come out of a storm. Please understand this, guys. Every single one of us on this call, you are either in a storm, you're in the storm, it's going off. You're about to go in a storm, which is you don't have control over, or you're coming out of a storm. But you will face this, so don't avoid. You can't run. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. You can't run, bro. Stay there. You can't go anywhere. Okay? Stage 4 now. You've come out of it. Right? You've come out of it. You're now in informed optimism. Where now, you know what? If I got through that, what else can I get through? Or if I've got through that, look how many other people I could probably help. Or if I got through that, and every single person on this call, you have a story. And your story was for you to go and tell and inspire other people. You just don't know it yet. You just don't know it. So when you got out your storm and you now have a story, you now have something that made your soul certain a character. You built your character during the valley of despair. You now go to informed optimism where you know what could happen. You're now not over leveraging stupidly. You now know that only 1 out of 10 is going to say yes in your business. You now know that your Instagram and your TikTok's going to take a while to go viral. So you know the process, right? And then stage 5, which I pray you guys get to achieve and you will get to, is success and fulfillment, where you've gone through this cycle and you're out the storm and you can now eat the fruits of your labor that you planted 6 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. I only started to reap real fruits after year 3 in entrepreneurship, guys. Just a disclaimer. But I'm saying that not to scare you. I'm saying that because if you learn from someone like myself, it shouldn't take you 3 years to reap the fruits. And I think our team right now, they're very inexperienced and they're thriving. They're doing, every single person in this business is doing better when I started this business. Every single person. Every single person is doing way better than when I, that's the whole point of what my job is, to make your job easier. Right? So please take a picture of this. This is what I need you guys to understand. There's a great audio on YouTube, on Spotify, called Justin Owens. Okay, well, the individual's called Justin Owens. He's one of my mentors back in 2020. He was making 100K a month, and he's got a great audio called The Storm. Okay, he's got a great audio called The Storm, where he talks about. Listen to it. Listen to it. Anyone that's a student on this call, go and listen to The Storm on Spotify by Justin Owens. Okay. Now, to finish off, guys, things you need to know. I'm done, okay? Tomorrow, 6 p.m., we have a very, very exciting call with Fraser Brooks, who is one of the top network marketers in the world. We've got a call with him and Chris Katanos, obviously our Blue Diamond. Okay, 6 p.m. tomorrow. If you guys want to learn from someone that makes 100K a month and someone that has multi-millions in network marketing, then it's not a bad call to jump on. We will have an Ireland and a Swedish event at the end of this month. The 29th is Ireland, and I think the 30th is Sweden. Obviously, I can re-clarify if I've got that wrong. Okay. Qualification for Dubai. If anyone's new, you can qualify for this. Okay. If you did already know, guys, you're against time. Okay, we don't want to pay for a villa, and it's only us in the villa. All right, we don't want that to happen. Okay, so we are going to Dubai on the 12th to the 16th of December. Every single one of you can qualify for a free accommodation. Okay, all right, free accommodation. If you want to at least try and qualify, then message one of your uplines, whoever's got you on this call. We got a Leeds event on Saturday. I missed that one out. Apologies. Okay, so we've got a Leeds event. Anyone on Leeds on this call? Drop a one if you're in Leeds or you know someone in Leeds. Anyone from Leeds on this call? Sherelle, I'm assuming you know someone in Leeds. Okay, so Leeds Saturday, guys. That's the event. The event on the 29th is in Ireland. So I'm flying to Ireland, and then the next day I'm flying to Sweden. So I think Sweden's the 30th. I don't know if Savannah, Liano, Sammy, you guys confirm, but I think that's the game plan. So we'll have an event in Ireland on the 29th, and then we'll be having an event in Sweden on the 30th. So yeah, man, that's what the business is about. International events are the best. Portugal Company Convention. As I mentioned, guys, there's 3 phases for anyone that's new. There's 3 phases in this business, okay? We're in Sweden, Stockholm, I think. Yeah, Stockholm, right? So there's 3 phases in this business. 3 months in this business consistently, not just paying. If you go to the gym and pay 3 months, you don't get in any sort of shape. But if you attend and you do what you should be doing in 3 months, after 3 months, you will realize that this works. I just need to stay consistent. 6 months in this business, okay? Where should I get more information? Message in the community chat, please. Just message in the community chat. I need more information on Sweden and we'll send it over. All right. But 6 months in this business, guys. 3 to 6 months is when you go full time or you see a lifestyle change. So there's so many people now that we have full time, which is amazing to see. But the only difference between them and you is they've lasted 3 to 6 months and they've actually put in the correct work. Okay. And then lastly, 18 months is when you never work a job again, because you've learned certain skill sets that the same way when you used to play Mario and you get to a certain level and it auto saves, you can never go back to a certain level. I can never, God forbid, I'll never say never, but God forbid, I believe in myself that I have certain skill sets that will never allow me to make less than 6 figures in this industry. Auto saved. Okay. So Portugal convention, right? Tickets are going quick. All right. So guys, if you don't have your ticket for Portugal, what it means to your mentor, what it means to your upline is that you don't see yourself here in 6 months. That's all it means. So don't expect to receive more time from your mentor or upline if you haven't made that commitment to come to Portugal. Because if all roads lead to Portugal and you're not here by Portugal, I'm wasting my time because I'm gonna get a text from you tomorrow saying this isn't for me, which is fine. There's no love lost, don't get me wrong, but time is money. So if we're gonna put time into someone, we need to make sure, okay, this person's coming Portugal. I'm gonna work with you for the next 6 months, and we're gonna get you on stage in Portugal. We're gonna get you to a certain rank in Portugal. You're gonna be recognized in Portugal. Okay, guys. So that's non-negotiable for anyone that's working with me personally, and you know who you are. If you don't have your Portugal ticket by now, if I speak, big trouble. Okay. And last but not least, we have 20 days left of the 90-day run. I'm not sure who's still left, right? It is a 90-day. It's a marathon. This is a sprint, of course, but there's 20 days left, guys. So it's been a difficult journey. Of course, it would be. It's a 90 days run. But you need to find out where you are, realize there still is time, and you need to get your goal done, okay? Those that are less than a 2K and above, sorry, those that are less than a 2K, you should be looking to level up by the end of the 90 days. I'm sorry. Okay, so if you're an executive, if you're a 700, if you're a 1K, and of course, we have people that are close to their next rank as well. We've got a few directors that could, and I believe still can get popped. So we've got a lot of stuff on the way, which is really, really exciting, man. But with that being said,